So if any of you have any worries about your posture, in this video, we're going to show you how chiropractors would normally assess for bad posture. But the good news is some of the things that we're going to talk about today are things that you can do to even check your own posture or even your own family as well. Hi, I'm Dr. AJ Pacis from the Active Family Chiropractic and Wellness Center in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. And with all of our patients coming into the office, poor posture is something that we always try to assess and look for in everyone that we see. Now in the previous video, checking it out over here, we went over some stretches and exercises that are going to help with some of the poor posture that you may have. Now don't forget to like our videos, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you're the first ones to know about all the videos that we have coming out. But most especially, share it to the people that you think may benefit from this also. So again, if you have any worries about your posture, those worries are justified because with poor posture can come a number of problems with it. Stuff like pain and discomfort for one is what presents within our office, but more importantly, stuff like functional limitations and things like degeneration as well. So what's important is what we want to go through today is walking you through a patient encounter within our office, especially for those of you who have never seen a chiropractor before. And we want to show you how we would normally assess bad posture and how it dictates our recommendations going forward. So initially what we would go through is what we call a consultation with the patient, right? And this is our opportunity to ask the right questions to better understand why they have poor posture in the first place and the problems that it brings on. Now, one question that we normally ask is, when did you notice this first? Or maybe if somebody else noticed it, when did they notice it first happening? And usually the reason why that's important is because it shows us how long this has been a problem for you, and again, can affect some of the recommendations that we give going forward. Now, on top of that is understanding what problems it brings on. So what are your normal discomforts that come on because of your bad posture? Whether it's aches or pains, maybe into the neck or into the lower back. Even headaches is something that can come from poor posture as well. But then we want to know on a functional basis how this might affect you too. Maybe it's bringing on limitations in what you do throughout the day, whether it's your work, say you're typing in front of a computer, or even some of the activities that are important to you as well. Now, some other things that this might bring on are functional things that are important too, is stuff like breathing problems because of your posture, numbness and tingling that might be happening to other areas, and understanding how your nervous system itself, like we talked about before, might be affected by the poor posture as well. So now on top of this, another question that we would normally ask is when? When do you normally feel the pain and discomfort coming on because of your poor postures? Now, some people, they might notice it early in the morning, and maybe it's because your sleeping posture is not adequate. Some people may feel it while they're working, which again would mean that your working posture may not be good. Or some people may feel it towards the end of the night because the postures that you carry throughout the day may be adding up and causing some of those problems for you. And another important question that we normally ask is stuff like trauma, right? Is there any injuries or traumatic events that may have happened in the past that may have triggered something like this in the first place? So again, it's important for us to have a conversation first with the patient to better understand everything that might be feeding into your posture and maybe a root cause of why it's happening. All right, so now that we've had a discussion about your history, on top of that, what we would normally do with our patients is go through what we call a physical examination. And a lot of this is trying to understand and visualize the changes that are going on. So one thing that we normally go through with all of our patients is what we call a postural assessment, right? We want to see how your posture compares to a bad one. Now, there's different ways that you can do this. Within our office, we do this visually, but you can even take a picture of yourself or your family and do the same comparisons that we're going to go through today to assess your own posture, all right? So what we normally look for in a postural assessment is we go from different angles. The first one is from the front, and we want to see certain imbalances that might be going on in your body, right? So what you want to visualize is a straight line coming straight down like this, right through the center of your body. And you want to see on either side if there are any imbalances or asymmetries that are going on in your posture. So you would want to compare your head to see if there's any tilt going from side to side, especially the neck posture to see if that's tilting side to side. Looking at the shoulders to see if they're unleveled, right? And even going down towards the waist to see if there's any unleveling into there as well. One thing that we do within our office as well is we have you stand on scales to see if there's any distribution differences as well when you're standing normally, okay? Now, when we look at you from the side, there are certain things that we want to draw from there as well. So typically in a good posture, what you want to see from the side view with a line coming straight down is that line will line up with your ear, right? Or the whole of your ear right through here. And then would meet the middle of your shoulder right through here, okay? And that should meet a line going down to your hip, going down to your knee, and then going down to your ankle as well. Now with a poor posture, what normally people present with is something rounded like this, right? And typically what this shows is that the ear is no longer in line with the shoulder, right? And what starts to happen there is there's flexion going on even into the legs where the hips and the knees and the ankles don't line up with each other anymore either, all right? So like I said, you can take a picture of yourself to analyze and see what a good posture and what a bad posture is in comparison with a line coming straight through your body here. So on top of a postural assessment, some of the other things that we might look for is especially understanding, again, how you might be affected functionally with your bad posture. So checking for stuff like range of motion throughout the spine and the body, going through things like joint movement and understanding in specific levels how they might be affected. Muscle tone is another thing that's very important because your muscles might be overstretched or overshortened over a long period of time. We do specific tests as well to not only test to function, but also the effects on the nervous system. And within our office, a big technique that we use is what we call Thompson technique, where we do our necessary checks, especially into the legs, to understand how it affects your misalignments as well. And then based on all that, if warranted, images as well, such as x-rays, are something that we look for to look at your internal structure as well and how that might be changing. So now that you've seen what an assessment looks like, all of this put together helps determine what we would recommend in terms of chiropractic care to all of our patients. So if you've never been to a chiropractor before, it's probably a good idea to go and see one to have your own posture assessed. But like I said, there's some things that you can also do at home by taking pictures and using with your family as well. But at the end of the day, getting advice from a chiropractor will truly be beneficial. For those of you who are patients within our office, be diligent in your chiropractic care. Do your stretches and exercise at home, but also to make sure that you're getting checked regularly for certain misalignments. Now in our next video, we're going to be talking about something a lot of you might be thinking about actually is postural braces and the benefits, or maybe some of the cons for some of them as well. So we're going to go into detail about how to use them properly and whether they're beneficial for you at all. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell as well so you're the first to know about our future videos. But also share this with other people and leave any comments below as well of any questions that you might have from the video today. Now, we'll see you in the next video, but don't forget, a healthy spine is a healthy life. Don't forget to like and share this video, and subscribe and click the notification bell to see our weekly videos.
To learn more about how Wellness Chiropractic and the Active Family Chiropractic and Wellness Center can help you with your chronic pain problems, please visit www.wellnesschiropractor.com.
The Active Family Chiropractic and Wellness Center is located at 80 Queen Street South in Mississauga, Ontario, L5M1K4.